Why are you here?
I got this situation where I need your help.
I need bad friends.
So what's the deal with the Expendables series? It seems like it's splitting into two parts, right? And what's the latest buzz surrounding the franchise? Well, guess what? We've got the Expendables 5 first look just for you. Let's dive right into it and see what's up. Let's start by breaking it down. If the Expendables 5 comes to fruition, here's who we're expecting to see in the lineup. First off, we've got Jason Statham reprising his role as Lee Christmas.
Dinky.
But before we dive into the action-packed world of the Expendables, Statham's got other projects cooking. In 2024, he'll be headlining The Beekeeper, a gripping action thriller directed by David Ayer.
I'm a beekeeper. I protect the hive. Sometimes I use fire to smoke out hornets.
Then he's back in action as Deckard Shaw in Fast X Part 2, which is sure to get fans of the Fast and Furious franchise pumped.
I have something to talk to you about.
The only reason a dead guy shows up at my door. Revenge.
And keep an eye out for Levon's Trade, where Statham teams up with Ayer again to tackle a gritty tale scripted by none other than Sylvester Stallone himself. Plus, there's A Small Dark Look on the horizon, directed by Martin Zandvillet and scripted by Stephen Knight, though we're still in the dark about the details of Statham's character. Joining Statham in the Expendables 5 cast are some familiar faces: Megan Fox, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, Dolph Lundgren as Gunnar Jensen, Randy Couture as Toll Road, Tony Jaa as Decca, Jacob Scipio as Galen, and Levi Tran as Lash. But hold on to your hats, because Sylvester Stallone has announced that the fourth movie will be his swan song as Barney Ross. So it looks like Statham's Lee Christmas is stepping up to lead the charge with the new team. Exciting stuff ahead. Now let's dive into what's happening with the final installments of the Expendables series. Get ready for some major action, because these movies are shaking things up by splitting into two parts. And get this, they're not holding back when it comes to the cast. We're talking about the largest assembly of stars yet, with some seriously big names on board. Plus, buckle up, because these are going to be the longest Expendable movies yet. Now, why the split? Well, since this is the ultimate finale for the franchise, they're going all out. Part 1 is about the legacy characters and introducing some fresh faces. It's like a classic Expendables sequel, packed with returning favorites and new blood. But don't think it's all rainbows and sunshine. There's some serious action and drama going down. Then, we've got Part 2, which is like a soft reboot with a twist. It's a love letter to the action genre, paying homage to all the classics while introducing a slew of new characters. But here's the kicker. It's also a farewell. Yep, you heard that right. Part 2 wraps things up in style, but don't expect a tidy ending. Nope. Nearly everyone bites the dust in this one. However, there's a glimmer of hope for spin-offs featuring certain characters. Talk about going out with a bang! With that being said, let's talk about how Stallone directing Expendables 5 could be the game changer the franchise needs. In the early days of the Expendables series, Stallone was the driving force behind the scenes. Not only did he direct the first movie, but he also co-wrote the script alongside David Callaham, the mastermind behind the franchise's inception. While Stallone took a step back from directing for the sequels, he still had a hand in shaping the story and co-writing the scripts for the first two films. And it paid off. The Expendables 2, which Stallone co-wrote with Richard Wenk, earned the franchise's highest critical acclaim yet. But with the Expendables 4, Stallone took a back seat, handing off directorial duties and stepping away from the script writing. And let's be honest, the magic just wasn't there. Stallone's limited involvement in front of the camera didn't help either, with rumors swirling about the passing of the torch to Jason Statham. Now, as we look at Expendables 5, Stallone's return to the driver's seat could be the saving grace. His keen understanding of the franchise's tone and ensemble dynamics could reignite the spark that made the earlier movies so beloved. Plus, his involvement might just lure back original cast members who sat out the fourth installment, rekindling audience interest in the process. So, could Stallone's return to directing be the secret sauce that Expendables 5 needs to bring the franchise back to its former glory? Only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, it's a move that could make all the difference. That said, you know what's also different? The whole deal with Terry Crews and why he's nowhere to be found in the Expendables 4. Crews, he was part of the OG Expendables team back in 2010, playing the heavy weapons specialist, Hail Caesar. Some folks reckon the movie didn't quite hit the mark, but there's no denying Crews stole the show, especially in that epic shotgun scene yelling, Remember this shit at Christmas. He came back for the Expendables 2 and 3, but things took a turn when he almost got the boot in the third one after taking a bullet from Mel Gibson's character. But hey, Sly and the gang had a change of heart and let him ride it out. But fast forward to the Expendables 4 and Cruise is MIA. No mention, no sign of him, so what gives? Well, it turns out Cruise turned down the offer after a producer allegedly gave him some serious ultimatums. See, back in 2017, during the whole Harvey Weinstein scandal, Cruise opened up about being groped by Adam Vennet, a big shot at William Morris Endeavor, at a Hollywood bash the year before. Well, the thing is, Cruise didn't speak up right away, fearing he'd get the boot from Tinseltown. After digging into it, WME chalked it up to a one-off, slapped Vennet on the wrist, and sent him back to work. Cruise wasn't having it, though. He took Vennet and WME to court, but when things didn't go further legally, he settled the score and moved on. Then comes the kicker. Cruise claimed he got some serious heat over it all. He even testified about it to a Senate committee, saying he was pressured to drop the case if he wanted in on the Expendables 4. Talk about a tough call, huh? In a later tweet, Cruise dropped a bombshell, revealing the producer behind the scenes to be Avi Lerner, who himself faced allegations of sexual harassment. When asked if he'd be making an appearance in the movie, Cruise bluntly replied, no. He made it clear that he couldn't stand by while the same producer was under investigation for his own misconduct. Cruise spoke up, drawing a line in the sand, deciding he couldn't be a part of it all. It was a tough choice, but one he felt compelled to make. To make matters even more disheartening, Cruise shared with BuzzFeed that he didn't receive any support from his Expendables co-stars. No words from anybody, nothing, he expressed. It was a surprise to many, leaving Cruise feeling isolated in his decision to speak out. He painted a grim picture of Hollywood, likening it to a violent place where speaking up could mean the end of your career. Despite the risks, Cruise remained resolute, committed to exposing the truth, even if it meant facing consequences. He made his stance clear. If it meant sacrificing his career, so be it. He was willing to keep living his truth, regardless of the fallout. And as for another Expendables movie, Cruise was okay with letting it go. If it meant standing up for what's right, he was willing to walk away with no regrets. And that wraps up today's video. If you want to stay updated on all the latest movie news, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. By doing so, you'll stay in the loop with all our future updates. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one. Remember, we're always open to your suggestions for future videos, so feel free to leave them in the comments below.